Hello everyone, how good of you to join. Welcome back to Crown Falls. Once again, fresh as daisies. We're looking at our city with the first tier 2 skyscrapers as well in the city itself. Also, far over there where we have the Crown Falls, we do have now also our first palace version without ornaments yet, that is. Now ornaments it is that I want to focus a bit, but also our football stadium, because I think we have finished it. But before I jump over to the football stadium, let's just add a few more things here, because I've neglected a few details there in the last episode. That was a few more ornaments, right? So gone are the days where we do need these very strange trees. We do now have the enclosed trees, which just fits a metropolis way more and also looks way more civilized. So we can have them here, probably also a bunch like that, right here in the center, close to my town hall that we have, so that this one doesn't look so naked around it. Though, of course, as I said, I want to use the textures of the buildings and integrate that. And since the textures already have ornaments like benches, like trees, like a clock, it doesn't make sense to me to go ahead and have this around it as well. So we're just going to have some paving there, and that's really it. Though we can, where we do have lots of concrete, we can also add more concretes, stuff like that. And we could also add lots of trees, and we could also go ahead and have some of our city light ornaments, or something like, let's just see, yeah, a clock house here, for example, right, where people can actually also watch the time and stuff like that if they need to go to the town hall here, for example. Now this one here is affecting us quite nicely now with influence. I haven't used items on it yet. We still have a bunch of items available. There's Ernest. He is increasing the workforce of these guys here and also increasing bonus happiness by 5. Gain the bonus happiness from schools. We do have a school close by, so I wonder if this is affecting them, and it seems like it does affect those people. And yes, they do get the bonus happiness of 5 now out of this building here. We also have the Variety Theatre close by. This one is really good. Miles the Butler. 8 happiness, and also chance of riots is reduced further, so no more polices that we need in that case, and no more beating. That is. And then we also have here the Vindication, and this is also another happiness boost, workforce boost, and chance of riots reduction. Down here, another bonus item that we can provide them with. They're being provided with the coffee need, and this is something I'm definitely going to take, because coffee they need, and they're being affected now by this item, and that further reduces then our coffee consumption. So as the city grows, we want to also start working on reducing consumption rates, because they're pretty high in many cases, and that should not what we want to have as an end game goal here. Let's also add some more beautification and civilization to my city, especially in this area. I've neglected this area for quite some time here, haven't I? There's lots of things that we can still do here, especially then ornaments. We can go ahead with those this time, right? So I haven't really used them that often as ornaments, because to be honest, they make much more sense than the oak trees. The oak trees have just a patch of grass around them, while this one here looks way civilized. So here in these corners we can use this, and of course in the center, in the courtyards, we can still go ahead with some of our fountain plazas that we have. And yeah, let's just go ahead and have them here in these courthouses, in these courtyards, to also fill in the gap now finally. It's the details that matter, after all. There's another fleet of Hugo Merciers coming in. Throwing out pamphlets that should hurt my reputation, but those people are loyal to me, I guess. And we should not be fearing anything, really. Then we have those here. There we can actually use these enclosed trees, right? The problem is, though, the texture really changes to the New World texture all the time, which makes it a bit difficult sometimes to place so many of them. Though of course it's still possible, though we need to manually adjust it every time, which is just a pain really. And yeah, also goes for this whole area, as we can see. But yeah, adding those details is important and adds a lot of flavor to the city. So that's what we can do from time to time. And there's also a huge revamp of my avenues being planned soon. Though for now, I think it is time to finally move over now to the New World. Because in the New World, yeah, we have finished the football stadium right over there in Manola. We also have an arts festival there, just coincidentally. Let's go ahead. The Grand Stadium Phase 3 completed finally. And boom. Another 1000 attractiveness boost that we get out of that one. 150 permanent. Appealing colony Manola has reached with that. Not much going on here right now. We're still finishing the last touches. I like it a lot, and with that we can also have a look at what we have to offer here. That is the football championship. And as we can see, by using some of the events here, we also get influence out of that, right? Not a lot though in comparison. 50 influence, 100 and 200 influence for the world championship. We could start with the local one. Let's go small, right? And this one here is 25,000 in cost, and it will also cost me a few things like rum, beer, we have that, plantains we have that, soccer balls we have, and electricity of course. Let's start with a smaller local championship. And as we can see, balls, plantain and beer needs to be transported over now. Also to get the highest reward of my reward chest out of it. The trading post is down there, so it just can go over there. And with that, we prepare it now. Let's just have a few more ornaments done around it. Of course, the football stadium should have several entrances, right? Lots of people usually like to attend these. Now let's go ahead and have them on both sides. There's another main road then going over. And here, just to keep the symmetry intact, I would like to move them over there a bit, right? So that we have 3 slots available on either side. We can start by adding some fountains close by, also palm trees of course, as we are in the tropics. We should add lots of palm trees. Let's have this one a bit symmetrical. It's a football stadium after all, so we can definitely use some juice there, some symmetry. And let's also go ahead and have these columns there that I like. So there's the latest games being shown on them. By the way, here we should probably keep the standard paving there, because it fits better with the street texture that we have right here in the center. And then we have a tiny area that are really available still that we could use for another paving. Yeah, just like that. We don't need to go overboard here with trees or something like that. We have the column where you can see the latest news of the games that are coming along, and then of course some plaza there as well, some fountains where people can also just enjoy the view and stuff like that. And with that, we have the football stadium now here in the center of Manola, really. There is more buildings, of course, coming in the back then, but for now, that is fine. We could also go ahead here with the main road that we have to also ornament that a bit by, for example, getting rid of the central avenue there, or the central lane that we have at our disposal, and add a few more ornaments. Unfortunately, I haven't found really a New World enclosed tree setting, so we can either go ahead with having those trees like that. We have several of these then close together, then some flower beds perhaps, and then also I mean, it's still a different paving than the normal streets, right? So this is not looking good at all. But thanks to a mod, we can actually get those ornaments over that look almost perfect for it. Let's go ahead and have a bunch of them here in the center, right? So wherever we can actually really squeeze them in, and perhaps also then some more flower beds here, or just some normal trees. Yeah, I think that's much better. And then here another street, and with that we do have a nice cute avenue that leads then all the way now to the grand stadium over there. And I guess we can also do this then along here, so let's actually keep a bit of a plaza area there, but right in front of the stadium, like so. The normal enclosed trees work wonders though too, and of course you can also have these trees then in the New World. Let's have a bunch of them here, and then also along the major road in the center of Manola. Adding a bit more attractiveness to the whole inner area here now. Of course, it's always worth taking a stroll. There you have a cafe and a restaurant for some jalea. Purchasing that, enjoying the beautiful weather with perfect clothing for the tropics. Leading then all the way up there to our grand stadium, where the first local championship should begin soon. Also, Manola has reached appealing colony with that, as well groomed and presented as a prize cow. Meanwhile, back in Crown Falls, my scholars have grown as well once again, and we have unlocked now 5,000 science points. So from now on, it's really just an automatic going here. We can now always research the next building permits with basically all the engineers that we have, because I don't think that I'm going to need them for anything else. Let's keep 1,000 there in stock for now, and that needs 13 minutes now for every building permit that we have, and we can even add another one to the queue and another one to the queue right after that, as we can see, afford the costs then. So this one is 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. The next one would be 6,000. That is beyond our limit though at the moment, but by then of course it will be within our limits most likely. It takes a bit of time, of course, also every time then for the science points to regrow. As we can see, they're already growing up though towards 5,000 now, and this means that the research district is coming to be finished quite soon. Also, once again, Titanic passes by, delivering some tourists to Crown Falls. Of course, now with the palace and the new attractiveness levels, we should be seeing some good numbers of tourists there. At the moment, 5,000 are visiting, paying us 18,000 towards my balance. Back to our palace. We should not keep it naked like that. Let's go ahead. First of all, I would like to get rid of these roads here after all, because they don't really serve a purpose there. And then on that side here, we can go over there with a double road, because in this area I would like to have then the foundation for our botanical gardens that we can have in this area. Right, rather close to the palace. I would like to have it because the palace has then gardens around it. I think that is a nice touch, and also we can combine here a bus station then for those two, I think. Let's have a triple road actually going towards the botanical gardens from the palace grounds, right over there. And then in the palace itself, of course, let's continue with some ornaments. Alright, here we go with another extension of the palace. Now we have the grounds right in the front of it with some canals there as well. And yeah, lots of gardens, of course, as befits any kind of palace. And that is just my meager attempt at beauty building. And with that, we continue onwards. We would have the back of the palace there as well, but that is something that I'm going to focus on later. Right now, this is enough for now. And we just get over there also some more enclosed trees then. And yeah, then we basically will have to work now on city construction again, because I've been neglecting some other things there for a while now. The first thing is that we can continue with the upgrading of people. Especially as we move closer to the palace, I would really like to get more, let's call it higher tiers people, right? I probably will need a farmer area somewhere at some point. Otherwise, this will not be working out anymore because my workforce is going down rather quickly. Though, workers we have enough though. Yeah, also another building permit has been finished. Let's go ahead with some more 4 scholars here and another one here. So that at least the inner city, the inner scholar city is now full with scholars. With that, we are raising it. No, we're still at 5k, right? But we are continuing now with the next research. Then for that. By the way, there is something very important now. The Grand Stadium has everything. The local championship is about to start. And with that, we will also get the highest rewards out of it and 400 attractiveness points. And my residents are celebrating their football championship. Affects the entire island with alcohol production plus 50% workforce reduction by 25% and 25 influence. Is that right? Amazing. And with that, the Golden Gold Festival in the Grand Stadium is about to begin. I would also like to focus on my next production chain, something that we always need to do. By the way, there is a very tenacious fire raging. I probably will need a good fire station close by. Let's just see where we could squeeze it in. Especially, oh, look at that. Yeah, it's all burned to the ground. Not much I can do here except repairing it, of course, but the damage is done. Also here in the center. Especially my investors are being affected by that. How can we do this? Let's just see what we can destroy in the area. Destruction is always my first goal. Down here we would have, for example, the marketplace and the pub. Now there are some people further outside. Can I upgrade them? Yeah, some of them I can. Which we probably should. It looks like they have been forgotten, kind of like they're really outside though of my city. We're just probably going to keep them here. Let's get the marketplace and the pub over there for these guys. It's a cool pub then out there, just by the river. And a very busy train area as well. And with that, we have a bit of space. Let's move those engineers over. We will also not really need the school that central anymore, so I'm going to move it a bit further outside. And this makes it possible to have this area now available. I will need to still fill around.
Your island is under attack.
Oh my. Tabarim. Probably an airship attack somewhere. Ah, there's the battle cruiser of Miss Hunt. And there's my dreadnought, so let's get rid of it. And there's already the airships coming in again, as always. By the way, what's my dreadnought production doing? Yeah, another one out. And another one here. Rachel, it's called. And I can go ahead with one more, but then we're influence capped. But that's at least 3 more dreadnoughts that I've got out there. And I'm pretty sure that also my cargo ships have arrived here. Perfect. One of them is going for Anharlo. And the other one is going for Archie, because Archie is always also selling some interesting things. I'm so looking forward to destroying the majority of her ships soon. But it still needs more preparation, as we know. Yeah. There's my dreadnought coming in, and the battle cruiser is already fleeing. However, it will not be in this world much longer. There's 2 battle cruisers now, 2 dreadnoughts back and forth here. So it is totally trapped. And there was the airship attack, some damage in Tabarim, nothing too severe though. Most severe will be the loss of that battle cruiser here. Let's get that dreadnought back actually. We should not get distracted with the defenses there. Even a naked dreadnought is doing so much damage to an advanced battle cruiser. It's beautiful to see. But of course with items, they become real killing machines. That is. Alright, onwards. I actually had another thing in mind, right? We were in the process of getting us another fire station out here. I would like to go with the big one again. Right, as I think this just is a much better suit for my city. And as we can see, the range is just very good. So this whole area is also being affected, and there's 3 firefighters coming out. So even it's a bit further away, it will still be so many firefighters that we can douse any flames that are in the area. And by the way, here we have now space for, yeah, a few additional people that we can move in. So let's move those workers in. And if I'm not mistaken, we should have still a nice... Yeah, very nice. A nice coverage there of market and of the school. So we can upgrade them to artisans and then to engineers as well, so that we finish that whole area. Now, the production that I'm talking about is the chewing gums. We don't need the chewing gums for my skyscrapers to upgrade to tier 3. We only need 0 tons at the moment, so it's probably 0.4, 0.5 tons of what we need. We only have a couple of investor skyscrapers there. By the way, let's continue with a few more, I should say. Or rather not. Let's wait for my elevators to come in. Let's go to the new world, because here we now can work on the chewing gum production. There we have it. It's a rather complicated production. It needs sugar, it needs caoutchouc, and it needs cinnamon. Now, how can we do this? We don't need a lot of it, right? We already have a sugar production up and running in Fabes that I'm probably going to use for it. We are also getting the chocolate done here, and I can just expand that. The cinnamon is a bit more problematic as it needs a lot of space. However, I do have some good islands. I think like this one here, Calthrell. And we also have Kareth. Oh, look at that. I was slacking there. And I would like to use Kareth for my next production chains here, because it's going to need space. In the new world, we are going to use only airships. So I've got Hermes.
Onward.
And I should also have my other big one, the Zephyr. There it is. Delphis, as it's called. We should use them more often. And by the way, let's also go ahead and build us a few more, right? Hermes, another one. We could also go with some armed airships then, the Harpy here. And where's my Manticore?
Your harbor is under attack.
There it is, Manticore armed, would need some steam motors. Look at that, she's back again, it seems.
You're ready.
What? Why is Archie talking with me? What quest? Ah, there it is, the floating city. No, I'm not doing that quest at the moment. I'm just here really to purchase, shopping a few of my hulls that we want to have for increasing my HP points. Archie has lots of them, and he's also got the Hans gun that I would like to snag while it's on sale. And he's got these bad boys here, the plate heat exchanger. That is another 30% hit point boost for my steamships. We can use also the rare version there. There's not that much of a difference between the two of them. At least it's a nice increase in hit points. And also the mortar, the big one, the epic one that we can find here. The grape shot mortar. There's another one. And then probably there would be a hull, hit points, and damage reduction. Let's go ahead with this. Another ship. Let's actually get this one to Crown Falls right away.
Your harbor is under
and then down
attack.
here at N, we would also have more shopping to do, especially for damage to buildings. Drift and gas is here usually. We're at 180 million, so I don't really care about the costs of these items there anymore. Perfect, another arsenal of weapons. Let's get this one also to Crown Falls. As I'm building a few more dreadnoughts, we can equip them then right away with the latest tech. Right, some more elevators we have. While we wait on the resources to get to Calthrell, let's continue also with some more skyscraper construction right over here. And then we can also go with another tier 2 upgrade for the central ones here. This will of course then already get the chewing gums up there a bit. And also a few here then.
We now have the required
very good. Also another building permit. Then we have this area around the town hall. I might actually consider going with a few more skyscrapers here.
A little more every day.
This upgrade there. And then especially also along the central park, of course, that we're going to have in this area. I should actually go with 2 rows there so that we can use the panorama effect to the best of my knowledge. Very good. And probably also here. Oh yeah, I'm out of elevators then. But that's it. We don't need that many skyscrapers all the time, but I think it's coming along nicely right over there. Products have arrived in Kareth, where I then can start with my next production chains, the chewing gums and more. Stay tuned.